Okay, I better do the intro quickly. So, welcome to Level Up Your Game.net. I'm Disrepute. Joining me is Vor for the ESL Country Championship 2011 Grand Final, Denmark versus France. Hello, Vor.
Yo, Dis, what's up?
What up? What up, bro? So, Denmark versus France. First map's going to be Hidden Fortress. This is Denmark's map pick. Who are you going to favour on this map then?
Sorry, what map is it first? Disrepute?
Hidden Fortress. Are you not on the server yet?
No, I'm joining it now. Well, Hidden Fortress, it's going to be incredibly close, but I do just ever so slightly favour Denmark. I think they've got superior team play to France, and with Juvenal in good form, I think they've got a really good chance to take it. But France are also one of the strongest teams on this map as well, so even though I favour Denmark, I think it's going to be incredibly close.
Yes, let's have a look at the teams quickly. Wins, Strength, Gizmo and Lincoln for France, and for Denmark, ZLC, Nitops, Juvenile and Viam. So you'd probably say full strength teams for both.
Yeah, full strength for both in theory, but it's yet to be seen how well France will play with wins and strengths in the same team. You know, it could, be said that they're now stronger individually, but is their team play going to suffer as a result? We'll have to see.
There has been a bit of tension between wins and strengths.
Well, outright refusing to play with each other until this grand final.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how they do together. This is the kind of map as well, you wouldn't say it's like a really tactical map, but it's definitely important to coordinate as a team.
Yeah.
Well,
you need to be on the same page, otherwise, even though it's a very individual-based map, you can throw so many frags away if your team is doing something completely different to you. Like, say you're not putting any pressure on red as a team, but if one of you doesn't listen to that, then you're going to give away so many frags just going to red on your own. You really need to be well coordinated.
so who's going to be the star players for each team on this map for?
Well, Juvenal's going to be the star man as far as keeping that rail under control and getting as many reds as he possibly can. But whoever they put in, whoever they decide to try and put in the yellow room, it could be someone like Viam, who's got extremely strong lightning gun. He'll be important as well, while Juvenal does his thing at rail. For France, well, I don't know. Strengths you might expect to play lightning gun yellow when they're in control of it. But he could be key, but I think Lincoln, he played so well on this map against the UK that his performance is going to be so important.
2 frags in 2 seconds. Excellent.
So Hidden Fortress, gotta say the key areas are going to be the red and rail. There's no ammo on the map, so it's vitally important to get back for every spawn of that. It spawns every 30 seconds like every other weapon. The red armor just beneath it every 25 seconds. There is the back yellow, which is underutilized often. It's just in a room where a lot of spawners sort of spawn and then just make their way to the main areas. The upper yellow in the lightning gun room, vitally important to control that area. It's like a crossing
Refuge.
point. A refuge, yeah.
No spawners in there to put any pressure on you, so very easy room to hold.
And we are live. Starting off with wins. Ran into the wall briefly, but he did get the red armor right in front of Nitops. And he'll lose all of that straight away as ZLC is going to frag him with the rockets.
Yeah, so it looks like both teams got a fairly even start. You might say that Denmark had the stronger start because they got the lightning gun and the rail, even though they didn't get the red.
Following Gizmo, he's already at the quad. Of course, quad can spawn after 30 seconds and will definitely spawn by the end of the minute. This first
he's
spawn.
got perfect weapon to defend it with, and he's got a teammate with him, so good position for France.
There we go.
Early.
Fairly early. 36 seconds I think it was on as Lincoln picks it up, shotgun in hand, no armor to his name. We can move in here, need to really push this yellow, take control, he's getting railed in the back. Who else would it be but Juvenile, who escapes, and now Lincoln's in a terrible position. The 50 health's not up. Is he going to still try and push the yellow? He can't.
I don't
really.
think he can, really. he can try and stay in this sort of area and try and get one ambush kill or something.
Well, kind of just ended up committing suicide there. Team weren't supporting him to push in either.
Yeah, he had strengths with him on the initial attack, but he was killed and Lincoln was getting attacked in the back, so you have to say that Denmark did an exceptional job at countering the quad.
Gizmo taking out Viam, who's defending that LG room, but
Wow.
ZLC was there to support, and in fact...
And he picks up 3 kills, ZLC, so did extremely well there.
Surely telling Night Ops, there's a rail behind you, mate. They got 2 rails out of that as well, even though you'd say France looked like they were more on top of the railgun position, so big positive gain there.
That can be a really big thing, because obviously it's good for defending the room with, but he can also pass them off if he feels he doesn't want to use it to defend.
Going down for the Mega. Going to take out Strengths easily there, easily.
Yeah, Strengths, I don't think he was full health.
Can't have been. It's so quick. I'm going to see if he's moving out now. He is, in fact, moving to this midfield. That's so important. With your stack, with your weapons from the yellow room, to go and support your teammates at the red. And then he's just going to move back. I'm going to cycle away someone more in the action. Wins here, just fresh off the spawn. Drops right down on this red. He's actually missed out on it.
Yeah, Night Ops got it. I mean, even though he goes down straight away, it's vital that he keeps it away from France.
Now it should be time to start setting up quad. Maybe a little bit late to start going now, but 15 seconds to go. It doesn't look like anybody's really there already. So it looks like France going to get early position on it.
Yeah, but
5
I don't think
seconds
they're
to
that
go.
strong. You got Wins here with a gun, but not enough health really to be safe.
And he took that plasma shots from sort of nowhere. Oh, misses the rail shot. Really wanted to hit that. Almost gets taken out in the back with the shaft. He's in a really dodgy position here, and yeah, just dives to his death into Viam's LG beam.
Yeah, I mean, very hard for Wins to know where to go because he'd already been shot in the back going that way, so he didn't think it was safe to go back through quad and really had no choice but to go out on the bridge and get taken out.
Juvenile's point of view hitting 71%. What the hell? What was that? He's already got 6 impressives. 73% rail. It's 8 impressives actually. Oh, this is what we just have grown to accept as normal now. Juvenile's absolute dominant play with that railgun.
And he's already ahead of everyone on damage. 2.1k highest on the server.
I think we definitely highlighted that before the game began, how important it would be for him to really step up and pull out one of his typical Juvenile performances.
Yeah, and his way of playing this map is just to be there for every railgun, and in between railgun pickups he's making use of it. He's not, away from the action. He's sitting in positions where he can hit pretty easy railguns for someone like him, and he's going to hit so many impressives if they can't keep him off the rail.
Who's that moving in? That is Juvenile. In fact, he must have hit the rail and strengths before as well, and it looks like they've gained an advantage on that, the yellow room from just Juvenile's attack with the railgun there. Following Night Ops now, moving out to the mid. He obviously got the previous red because he had some left. I think Strengths was actually the guy to grab that one. I'm going to switch round to him with the armor, Hasn't actually got a weapon, but 15 seconds before the quad, surely one's going to be palmed off to him. Juvenile is there, taken out easily. This looks like it could be a French quad.
Yeah, as long as they can defend Strengths, he gets the pick up.
So Juvenile's the only guy who's been there to attack it. Now Viam coming in though, heavy shotgun, but he's actually won it over. No, he hasn't. Win saves the day. Second quad in a row for him. The shotgun spawns, how convenient. And right to the midfield. Let's see what route he's going to take. Red's not up.
No armor coming up at all for him, so he's only got what he has now to work with.
Just misses out on the LG. Grabbed right in front of him, but they have taken... Oh, there you go. Thank you very much, teammate. I would have kept the shotgun.
Well, his teammates just got killed in yellow, so they have just lost.
Oh, Juvenile comes out of nowhere. Rockets takes out the quad. That was a big kill, potentially. And let's just stay on Juvenile Pov, who has got a rail. He has got a shaft. Shotgun as well.
Probably looking to attack yellow. Doesn't seem to have a teammate with him though, so even though he has this stack, it could go to waste.
Wow. 12 impressives already. This is astonishing. And he's really caught Gizmo out there, dropping for the health. Right in the back. Couldn't have attacked him at a better time, really. Look at that. He's got a time on the rail now. He's got this great position. Look at this.
Yeah, and his teammate has moved in to take over yellow. You know, Juvenile, he's still strong enough and has enough ammo that he can do so much more damage.
Another 10 ammo left in his clip, 30 seconds before
And
the
this
next
sort of
squad
position
spawns.
he's sitting in as well. If you don't get any pressure put on you sat there, you just hit so many rails.
Look at that, 13 impressives before he goes down. The rail isn't effectively lost. I'm going to stick with Vime actually, because presumably he's going to get this upper yellow, then move to quad. It might be a little bit late though. I mean, 6 seconds to get there, you can do it, but
Yeah,
if you
he's-
get blocked off, no, he's decided to move out. All his teammates are on this side of the map, though 2 are in the lower area, probably going to go the back route through the telly. 5 seconds before the quad
Oh, he
turned
didn't
away.
expect Strengths to be there.
Juvenile moving in, 14th impressive, gets the quad, fragged by
I mean,
Wings straight
14
away.
impressives in 7 minutes.
It's like world record territory, and
I
this
mean,
is a
you
final.
can't check, but I can't imagine anyone else has pretty much any near enough. He must have had nearly all the railguns.
Astonishing, 71%. It's kind of percentages you dream about hitting against bots.
Okay.
Well, at least I do. Sort of max out of 50.
You're bad.
Strength's picking up that that mega health.
Well, look, every French player's here, but Red Armor's about to come up, and this is what Denmark are doing so much, you know, superior to
Who was that real
France. It was probably Juvenile. There's no point asking.
That's what he needed his teammate do, to push out at the back there and stop those rails coming in.
Yeah. I mean, when they've got all 4 in here, it allows Denmark free reign of every other item and uncontested pickups. The rest of the French team needs to be putting pressure on Denmark so that someone like Strengths can sit in this lightning gun yellow room and stack up.
I mean, the ideal way you'd play this... I'm going to switch away from Strengths and not really do anything. The ideal way you would play this map is as few people in LG yellow as possible, so they can really stack up and be ready for the power-ups. They also should only be fighting people that are pretty weak if the rest of your team's running around the mesh of the map doing damage, so they can get massive nets, as we see Deus do often for the UK. 30 seconds before this quad. Lincoln now with a railgun. Let's have a look at his 68%. What is this? The easiest server to rail on ever. Strength's at 100%. Maybe they got the special old hitboxes on, eh? 15 seconds before the quad.
Yeah, and you can see that Lincoln is trying to wait for his team to go in ahead of him because of his lack of health. Looks like France are going to struggle to get in on this.
Zedos is going to defend this effectively on this front doorway. There's going to be a pickup for Juvenile. It looks like there he is. He hasn't got much to work with actually in terms of health and armour, but 16 impressives. Oh, he's missed out on the rail pickup. Interesting.
Excellent.
Ah, Lincoln taking out the quad. That was probably... Well, it wasn't necessarily important rail. It looked like Juvenile was just going to back off and not really push forward too much more. Had low health. But 10 frag difference for...
Yeah, it's very close. I mean, this is nothing on this map. But you'd have to say that the play we've seen from Denmark has been better than what we've seen from France so far. You know, they seem to be playing much better as a team. Stuff they're doing, you know, when they've got Lightning Gun Yellow Room, they don't leave their whole team in there. They keep the pressure up on France with the red, and it's something that France haven't really done as well so far.
Wins in this yellow room, controlling it. Gets a shaft. He did get the yellow. Nitops looked like he did a rocket jump attack, and it paid off perfectly for him. He even gets a drop shaft, and he can take out Strength pretty comfortably. And get a couple of stacks of this yellow as well before the quad if they control it. So that's almost the perfect time to win over this area. I'm going to cycle away from Nitops though, because he's presumably just going to stick in there. Let's see Strength moving in. Did just pick up the plasma off the spawn. Did he notice they did that?
Wow, machine gun was better really in that situation anyway.
Still hasn't pulled it out. Only 25 seconds before the quad. Going to cycle round. Gizmo's point of view now hasn't got too much supporting his teammate, taking the red there. There's Wins who picked that one up. Let's switch round to him. In fact, he's got a rail as well. And that is an amazing attack by Viam there with the shaft absolutely perfectly timed. But here's the French team moving round in the front doorway. Lincoln, that's really bad play. You won't be happy with that. Juvenile gets fragged though. So the quad's eliminated. And look at the score difference for...
But yeah, it's actually closed in, so I think the reason it has is that the rail has been kept out of Juvenile's hands in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, we've seen a lot more from Lincoln, in fact.
Yeah, and there's been a lot more French players around that red and rail pickup when it's been spawning, and you know, that's their way back into this game. Just keep the rail away from Juvenile, get those reds.
On Viam's point of view, tank to the brim, moves out to mid. Look at this great, amazing shaft, in fact. That was brilliant. Right down on the red pickup area. Did so much damage before moving away in 36% shaft. He didn't lose a single bit of armor there. Take out Gizmo off the spawn as well. It's only a 4-frag game, though. Just still in favour of Denmark. And Viam's got good control in this room now. Going to cycle away from him. Doesn't look like they're going to attack Lincoln's point of view now. We've seen him take control of this rail in the past few minutes. 2 frags margin. 40 seconds till the next quad. By the next quad, I'd kind of predict France to be in the lead at this rate.
Yeah, there's a good chance. I mean, the last few red and rail pickups I think have been going their way. Of course, it's hard to tell when you're limited to one POV, but they do seem to be doing far better in that area.
But actually, Denmark have got a rail in this yellow armour area. They did hit Lincoln through from that underground area. And France are actually going to be in a terrible position for this quad at the moment, I think. They got the weapons, but it doesn't look like they've got too much armour to work with. Lincoln getting fragged straight away by Juvenile. 19 impressives there as he wins over the quad area 5 seconds before the power-up spawns. Good rocket defense as well. Takes out strengths. He's going to get the power-up again, Juvenile. Oh, God. Switches round to the shotgun. Didn't want to blow himself up. And here we go. Juvenile quad run. Already 2 frags on the board. Make that 3 with the rail. Make that 4 with the shotgun in the back of strengths. 20th impressive there. Another excellent on the board. 6 on the run. 7, 8, 9.
Wow.
What a run. 10.
It's getting closer. It's not anymore.
What an incredible run, and that is exactly what Juvenile can do to you. You can do that against anybody if you can do it against France. Incredible play. 70% rail still. That's just ridiculous. I just want to stay on him for the whole map now.
Well, he's in an area where we're going to see lots of action, so no reason to switch away.
Oh, he just moved off the rail as it spawned. He will have a time in it, though, next time, because it'll spawn 30 seconds later. So it'll spawn about 06 or so, 7 or something. So on Wynn's point of view, does just miss out to his teammate picking up, and the red in front of him, it was strengths. You'd have to wonder what their comms are like at the moment after that Juvenile quad run.
Yeah, but I don't really think there's much they could have done differently. I mean, Juvenile just had a quad run where he hit all his shots. I mean, all of his shotgun flicks were perfect, the rail shots were perfect. Not much you can do about that. Did
just give away the rail to Wins, who misses 2 shots straight away on Juvenile, does hit the 3rd. But Lincoln coming out on top, grabbing that rail gun off Juvenile in the end. 20 seconds until the quad. Probably wants to sort of stick around this upper area, try and secure it. That's exactly what he's doing. 10 seconds to go until the quad. If I was him, I'd be screaming to get to quad now for the rest of my team.
Yeah.
At this point, 7 seconds in, I'm saying, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, just as 2 Denmark players come from the front and 1 from the back.
There we go, Juvenile grabbing the quad, and really there was just, it's just the French team. I mean,
Lincoln's teams didn't support him quick enough at all, and you know, before he knew it, 3 Denmark players were straight on top of him at the quad.
Well, Nightup's just palming off a weapon to Juvenile. It happened to be the railgun, so let's switch over to Juvenile point of view and see what he's gonna pull out. Oh, misses 2 rails in a row. I didn't think I'd ever see the day. Red armor picked by Juvenile. It's getting difficult for France now. 2 quads remaining. They took so long to bring that frag gap back. They didn't actually bring it back.
No, they got it to within 2 frags, but not enough.
And then that Juvenile run is just...
Well, that
25 frags advantage now.
Must be one of the best we've seen on this map ever.
Astonishing.
Since the changes to
was it 10 frags on the run?
It was 9, I think.
Multiple weapons. So calm and controlled as he did it as well. It was just brilliant. No, he didn't actually win over the yellow doing it, did he? I think they had control of that anyway, but
No, I mean,
was brilliant.
but when you kill, I think he must have killed the whole team twice. So I don't think they had control of yellow during that.
Juvenile just cruising around the map, unpressured by anyone. It's like watching an old Fox demo from Quake 3 era.
Impressive.
Nothing can touch him. 23 impressives. Hits another shot. That's probably an important fact. 25 seconds, in fact, before quad. This is where France really need it. They need the last 2 quads on the map. Next to which, 15
you can
seconds.
still come back. If they get 2 good quad runs and a lot of conversion frags out of it, then they can still bring this back, just about.
Well, we saw a 10 frag quad run.
Yeah, but those don't happen too often.
If there's anybody that could pull it out, though, it'd have to be some of these French players.
Someone like Lincoln or Wings
Lincoln.
could.
Oh, they're debating who should take it. The LG is palmed off to Wins. Now he's got to rush through, try and find these frags. Dives in. Viam goes down. The yellow's up as well, and the shards. Perfect. Got to be careful with the railer from the.
And of course, it's Juvenile railing in.
And he had to hit it, didn't he? Oh, Wins again misses a rail, and no, Juvenile takes out the quad. But every time we've been on Wins, he's missed his rails. But it's like they've kind of gone through the body of the player. I did have some connection difficulty against the UK, so I wonder if that's affecting his game again. But in all honesty, it looks like map 1 is going to Denmark at this point.
Yeah, I kind of expected that, but you know, we've seen some great play.
Magical play from my hero in life itself, not just Quake, life, Juvenile. Amazing play, Nightop switching back to him, getting the pummel there on Strength. Strength did eventually get the frag.
Excellent.
LG's kill easily on ZLC, in fact. His percentage 43% LG for Strength.
Yeah, I don't think he's had it enough to really do a lot of damage.
Have a look at some of the stats.
7.5k damage. I mean, if Strengths could have had an LG and been stacking yellows all game, you'd imagine he could push out and do a lot more than that.
30 seconds till the final quad. So what has gone wrong for France?
I think it's just simply that they haven't controlled Juvenile taking these rails. I mean,
Or is it overall? Looking at 17 frames.
well, getting
1 minute 30
marginally
left.
closer,
10
but
seconds
I
till
don't.
quad. Juvenile in position for this quad at the moment. Can defend it. Actually misses his rail. Misses another rail. Although eventually actually hits the one he needed to. It looks like he might not actually get there for quad though, in fact. Who's in on it? Strengths, and he's got a bit of armour. Although that rail again from Juvenile. Just see how important his rail shots have been as well. Not just the frags he's got, but every time France have got a quad, he's been railed. Every time they pick up a yellow, railed.
1 minute warning.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a key weapon on this map. And they let Juvenile have too many of them.
So is that the key?
Well, it really is. I mean, you have to, you know, play to the opposition as well as have a solid overall strategy. You know, but you use a standard, but against Denmark and a player like Juvenile, the rail's got to be the highest item on the priority list almost.
Last 30 seconds. Nightop's going to look at some of his stats. 54 rail himself, 36 LG. Sitting in this LG room, cycle away from him. Strengths has just died, switched off him. Gizmo, nothing. Juvenile's just been fragged. Viam, bit of armour, shotgun in hand. Main telly, just looking to get those extra frags. And bear in mind, I guess if this is the best of 3, we've still not actually had that clarified. But
Yeah, the frags could be
it will
important.
matter. Yeah.
30 frag wins, you know, that's pretty decent.
It was their map pick, of course. Let's have a look at some of the stats here. 15 reds, 2 Nightops, interestingly. Juvenile only getting 4 there.
I mean,
5
how many
quads though for
people are on
Juvenile.
the server? I want to go and look at how many impressives he got.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm not going to lose my place.
8 megas difference in favour of Denmark there. Equal yellows and equal reds. But, well,
So, this, ready
Yes.
to hear?
go ahead.
As soon as it loads, of course, you know that the site is kind of slow. Okay, so Juvenile gets 26 impressives.
26. That's not bad, is it?
26, that's...
How many
that's
frags?
just- 33. So, I mean, you can't really allow someone that good with the railgun to have that many of them. Got to keep it under control. And
What was his final percentage with it?
68.
That's pretty, that's just world class. It's absolutely astonishing, that.
It is, and that was the key to the victory, really. Not just the amount of railguns he hit, but so often we saw he hit really important railguns as well.
So, it looks like deep inside, second map. This is France's map pick. Let's have a look at the teams. Again, Denmark, ZLC, Nightops, Juvenile and Viam remaining the same. For France, Wind, Strength, Gizmo and Lincoln. So, that's remaining the same as well. Deep inside, of course, we saw France previously victorious on this map. The two teams did play each other in the group stage, in fact, which France did come out on top, but key important element there. No Juvenile. Gizmo off the spawn, getting the middle room shotgun and dropping down for that yellow.
Oh, this is a good start for France. They've got the lightning gun, they've got the rail gun, so very strong start.
Gizmo a little bit over-eager there. Oh my god, he gets taken out in the back by Nightops. Great rockets, in fact, right on the French team, knocking them off the bridge, but Strength just sitting there calmly with that railgun at the back. Should take out Viam. Great plasma work.
Yeah, but you need this team to get here because it could be an early quad, and you don't want Denmark sneaking in.
There it is. It just drops off as it spawns. Got to be careful with anybody up the bounce pad. Look at that. Oh, he leaves it for a teammate. Interesting. Just delaying it slightly. Lincoln is, of course, stacked for it. Oh, he's lost all his armor practically already at 70 for that bit of shotgun work from Viam. One frag on the board, two frags make that.
That was close to being taken out there by ZLC.
Just go straight back up to quad. He's looking for health, I think. Maybe for that rail. There's a bit of a debate over other weapons there, but France are on top.
Yeah, they've made the most of a strong start. They got lightning gun, they killed Denmark's railer, so they took early control of the quad, and then they picked up a lot of kills defending it.
Not their biggest quad run ever, but it was enough. Lincoln, we've seen this before, that he will play the yellow armor's role. He'll try and cycle both of them. It's the one in the lower area, and of course that upper one right by quad, which if you control the quad area should be very easy to get. There you go. So he's already
got
up
time on both, so
130 armor already, and there's a nice gap between them.
Yeah, plenty of time to get to both. Oh wow, direct rocket.
There you go, getting that yellow again. I might cycle off him because he's not actually coming into too much contact with anybody on ZLC now. He's at the red, does look unchallenged at the moment. He's got a few weapons, might double stack it. Or is he just going to leave it for a teammate? Looks like he is. He's very cagey at the moment, low scoring. Let's cycle around, have another look around. Wins at this upper yellow. Might be waiting for it himself if Lincoln's stacked enough. In fact, all the French players are in the quad area. It's 30 seconds before, maybe a little bit too early to really all stand next to each other, basically. Wow, a lot of damage to Wins from, I think it was ZLC, was it, with the LG?
I'm not watching this pod, this.
Switch
I'm
around.
watching
Right,
Lincoln
Nightops.
take everything.
Nightops underground now. 5 seconds to go. Juvenile and Nightops. Juvenile going up the bounce pad first. Quad up in 3. Nightops, nice stack, but he gets absolutely annihilated by Strength. Who almost got the quad. Didn't quite get there, though. France have successfully defended it. Now it's the debate who's going to take the quad. It's going to be Gizmo on this time, so I guess a lot of them were pretty low on health. Shaft was dropped to him. He has got a railgun in hand. Meg will be up in a couple of seconds. Oh my god! Drops right on top of Nightops' pummel. Absolutely embarrassing.
It's what happens when your vertical sense is too low.
Well, he's just a little bit too eager there, wasn't he, to run in, try and get the frag. Nice rail from Lincoln. And it looks like they've decided, Denmark, it's time to rush the quad, try and take control of it, but great work from Lincoln defending it there pretty easily. A couple of frags. So tactically, Vor, I mean, what should each team be doing? What do you expect them to be doing?
Well, we can already see what both teams are doing. Denmark are trying to hold the hold the red and get lightning guns, or at the moment, but
Yeah,
at the moment
push
they
the
are
bridge
set up
there,
at the
yeah.
bridge.
I think they've
And-
changed their tactics.
Yeah. They seem to be happy to hold whatever they can, but they're not throwing away frags trying to, attack the bridge if they don't have it, or at least they haven't been so far. France, up until now, have been taking pretty much both yellows. Most of the time we saw what Lincoln was trying to do. But it seems like France are more eager to try and play the bridge and take yellows. Whereas Denmark, they're not bothered if they don't hold bridge, they're happy to sit back at red.
Much slower pace of play on this map, and that's generally just the two differences between the maps. Nice attack from Strengths there, takes out Juvenile, third impressive of the map, and he confiscates that rail away. Now red is actually at the same time as quad, so Strengths doesn't really want to get stuck playing here, but Juvenile manages to just machine gun him down. And Strengths' stats, I checked just before, were pretty outrageous. Again, not dissimilar to Juvenile's on the previous map. Juvenile's not going to make the quad. In fact, no one from Denmark made it in the end. I think there was a couple of frags before that. It's a 20 frag margin. Lincoln taking the route. I've seen him take quite a few times in these nations matches.
Yeah.
Should get an easy frag on Juvenile. Thanks for the rocket
It can be
launcher.
hard to find people with quad on this map, but I think he knows where to find them. They're all at red. Well, one at red. I don't know where the rest are.
Well, the red's going to be up. Lincoln doesn't need it. Leaves it for a teammate, so they're in a dominant position now over this map.
Yeah, very nice map control, but Lincoln's given them with this quad. Even though he didn't pick up many frags, you don't have to pick up frags to assert map control with quad, because the other team's going to be trying to avoid you. All you've got to do is push them away from the key areas.
Like they took over the red. Player did get it. Denmark, two players attacking Lincoln now. He cleverly backs off and then that was absolutely exceptional play. Oh my god. That was
So quick.
genius.
He didn't hesitate and think about what he was going to do. He instinctively did that rocket jump, and it was perfect.
That was brilliant. Frag movie style frag that.
Excellent.
Comes over the quad area, and this is what we've seen from Lincoln before. Just when he gets into this role, sometimes it could just be frag after frag after frag.
Well, it's very difficult to throw him off from doing this, because they are trying to hold the red, Denmark, and Lincoln has got pretty much free reign on these yellow armours, and he's only died twice, three times now in the whole map.
Ryan briefly getting control of the bridge, and that rail won't help in any way whatsoever. It looks like
There's
they
a
moved in
very
the
long
quad.
time for them to try and hold this quad. I don't think any of them are particularly stacked.
Done a decent job at doing damage at distance, but if France attack, well, when's this attack coming? 5 seconds
Very
to
late.
go. Are they going to miss it? What? Oh, perfectly timed attack. In fact, there.
It's brilliant.
Strengths getting the quad, manages to frag his teammate.
Wow, he killed someone else at the same time.
That was good, intelligent play there. Instead of trying to hit a direct rocket, which could easily miss. Just switch to the machine gun.
just
Oh,
switch
the
to
red
machine
taken
gun.
in front of him. Lincoln.
He's only hitting 49 machine guns, so...
Average at best. Moving back to the quad area. Lack of communication there, you might say, seeing as the red was stolen about 1 second before he entered the room. But into the quad run, they know the time of red. Good attack from Denmark there as a team.
Yeah, Denmark seem to have shifted their priorities. They're not as happy anymore to just sit back at the red and take that. You can see that they're willing to attack the bridge now, which is not something they were doing earlier in this game, so you have to see if it makes any effect on the scoreline.
Nice ups down for this Mega Health is 8-6 now in favour of France on Mega Health. Not a massive difference between the two. Let's have a look at some of the other stats. 9-9 on Reds, 18-14 on the Yellows in favour of France. So not massive differences between any of the items. But if we look at the quad, 1 minute 40 to 0 seconds on quad.
Yeah, 4 quads, all of them so far, and only lost 20 seconds of quad. The maximum possible 2 minutes.
Nightops missed that rail. That could have been a crucial one, but he's got a nice Mega to work with. If he gets to the quad area, really, he's going to get absolutely eliminated by Lincoln in the back there. Juvenile's going to go down as well. Look at this. Suddenly, from a position of strength, They're looking a little bit shaky now, Denmark, but they are still in position on the quad. No, Nightup's going down, but seeing as he was a fresh spawner, I think they just moved a little bit too far out at that point. Got caught out and, well, lost the quad as a result, basically. So 30 frag difference. So following Lincoln again, he's picked up the mega health. Rocket launcher, lightning gun, a rail gun into possession. Just misses out on the red armor, but teammate took it, so that's fine. They know a time on it.
Yeah, and you know, someone helps Lincoln when the next one's due up. They can certainly make a good attack on it. Lincoln's got the weaponry needed to mount an attack.
His mega health has run down now, so he doesn't have any kind of armor or health advantage over the players he'll be attacking. Did attack at the right time, needs a teammate really to support him here.
Yeah, but he's keeping Denmark very busy here with what he's doing. You know, they know that red is under pressure and they might need to commit more than just Viam there to keep a hold of it.
Nice shot in this middle room. Again, the railgun decides to back off. We haven't seen Lincoln working those yellows for a while, but it looks like he's moved back there now for it. Straight off the spawn, railgun in the face of Night Ops. Pretty typical spawn that people do abuse at will. It's almost a 40 frag margin now, Vor. It's getting difficult.
Yeah, it's hard to see a way back for Denmark on this map. You know, I've seen Denmark play this map well throughout the tournament, but you know, they're really being outclassed here by France.
Yeah, pretty impressive display so far by the French. Lincoln just firing off his last rail, did connect as well. 5 seconds to go before quad. It won't be Lincoln to grab it, I doubt. And that was a pretty weak attack from Denmark. One player with a grenade launcher. Wind's just dropping down, somehow managing to not notice the guy twice, it seemed like, in a row there, standing on the mega.
Excellent.
Elects to kill his teammate at the same time with the railgun shot. Again, red taken in front of the quad.
Yeah, but quad one's at the end. And
I wonder if they're just calling
really
to take it. I mean, it's happened, what, twice in a row?
The one
now?
thing that is interesting to me is they barely have an advantage on item pickups, France. You know, they got a slight item pickup advantage, but it's not what you'd expect in a game with a 50 frag difference. I mean, the reason they're so good at playing this map, and particularly today, is just their positioning is so much better than Denmark's. They get so much free and easy damage that, you know, the even pickup stats don't really matter.
It'd be very interesting to see like weapon pickup stats as well, because I'd imagine they've had a vast majority of rail pickups. Wins back for this red. Viam going to be easily dispatched by his LG. Juvenile can't even do anything to wins at that point. I mean, I'm going to look at the stats again on the scoreboard. 5,000 damage for 3 of the French players, the 3 superstar names, you'd say, as well, and no one's even close.
I mean, some of that is from quads, but certainly not all of it. And that was my point. It's just their positioning is so much better, and they're getting so much more damage from their good positioning than Denmark are.
Gizmo, nice couple of frags there, just eliminates the defensive advantage that Denmark had briefly on the bridge, building up to this quad. Strengths wants to probably get in the quad room. In fact, Denmark are in position. And Viam survives that, in fact, but out the bounce pad, taken out by Wind.
Yeah, slightly too many people for him to deal with, but well done to take out 2.
Yeah, that's quite
least.
impressive. Really thought he was just going to go down straight away to like 1 rocket, but survived it out for a split second. I mean, what has Denmark done wrong? What's the problem here? How can they change it? How can they bring this back? Or is it just they can't? They're just not good enough at this map?
It does just seem to be that way because you know, they're getting enough items. They seem to be disadvantaged a bit on the reds at the moment, but you know, they've already got 2 less yellows and 3 less megas, and you know that's certainly not the reason they're losing by 60 frags. It's just you know, you see, are we on wins at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, positions like this, France just seem to be sat in these positions all the time and not being under that much pressure. And they're just free to put out damage without really receiving much in return. Which is, you can see on the scoreboard, I mean, 2 players in the 6,000s and only 1 player over 4,000 for Denmark. The difference in damage.
So they look like a fairly decent attack then, but just got annihilated by the French players because they just all seem to suddenly be in the right position to defend it.
Yeah, and that's how it's been all game.
Strength could palm off his LG briefly, but we like to see Strength with LG because he's so good at it. Look at the aim there, 44%. I don't know how he does it. 15 seconds until next quad. It'll be the 3rd from final. I mean, to stand any glimmer of hope on bringing this back, they need this quad Denmark and a massive run.
ZLC's managed to get it. Oh,
he's stacked as well, but he's been absolutely schooled by those rockets. He's even cratered in the end.
Yeah, it took so much damage after he picked it up and tried to go around the corner onto bridge. You know, you thought maybe they were going to have at least a decent quad run to turn the score into something less massive than it is at the moment.
It's pretty impressive. I mean, after the previous map, which Denmark effectively won fairly comfortably in the end, that France are just so dominant on this map.
Yeah, but it's a very
order of magnitude better.
Juvenile's not able to really roam around as freely as he was able to on DM20, which, no, in some ways, it's kind of a surprise because it's not that different to just, you know, pick up guns and swan around trying to get different armors like we saw Lincoln doing earlier. It's just obviously not something Juvenile's as good at.
Have a look at their nets. If I am the only guy with a positive net for Denmark, Gizmo's got 0 net, but Lincoln plus 26 frag net.
Juvenile minus 32 net, so not a good map for him at all after doing so well on DM20.
Pretty contrasting performances on the 2 maps then.
Yeah.
Just shows the importance of map styles in Quake. And it's something that, in a way, you don't often think about. You think about the great skill of quality players, etc. But when you get to team deathmatch, just certain maps don't suit certain teams. For whatever reason. Might be the experience on this map. Of course, people like Lincoln have been playing this map for years at the highest level. Whereas maybe nobody in Denmark have played it at that absolute top level. ZLC does pick up this penultimate quad, but again, a rocket.
Yeah, just too many different angles for him to worry about, and didn't see that rocket coming.
Great example of the French team play and coordination on this map. I mean, even though they lose a quad, they've absolutely surrounded the player, and it just makes it impossible for him to exit the room. So, is there a mercy limit? I mean, we might actually hit it, mightn't we? Usually 80 frags, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're only 70 ahead.
Only?
Yeah, I thought you were expecting it to suddenly
no, not in the next second.
Okay. Well, they could hit it. They got 2.5 minutes to do so.
So I'm guessing at this point Denmark have probably felt that, come on guys, let's just use this as a map, as a kind of keeping warm map, just get in, fight.
Yeah. Well, I think Denmark can feel fairly confident on any of the remaining 3 maps, other than I'd say I don't think they want to play DM14 against this French team.
Yeah, Grim Dungeons.
And if it's best of 3, they're going to get to eliminate it, so not that much to worry about. They're going to be playing either Dreadful Place or Purgatory, and I believe they are one of the strongest teams in the competition on Purgatory. And I don't think they're very bad at Dreadful Place either. I think they're quite good at it, in fact.
Another map, Purgatory, that would suit Juvenile's style of play that we saw him so excellently demo on Hidden Fortress. So let's see him do that 15 seconds before the final quad of the map. France are in position for it at the moment. Another Gizmo dropping down straight into that rocket. dispatched with ease by Z. Oh, ZLC again. The rockets. They sort of came out of nowhere from Lincoln. He must be fuming, ZLC. The amount of rockets he's taking. What a great attack from Nitops. As we follow
Wins with the quads.
Yeah.
And the red arm is just sitting there perfectly for him. So maybe one last chance to put on a good quad run on this map.
Well, that rail's just stopped him dead in his tracks because it drops you down to an area that you just waste seconds trying to get back to the key zone. He actually left that lightning gun up when really he might have done with the ammo. Juvenile frag by Wins. Great shotgun work there. Last 20 seconds. If there's a mercy limit, they're gonna hit it in 2.
They can find some frags.
In 1. They do
go.
hit it. Interesting. So that's got to be demoralising for Denmark in a sense, hitting the mercy limit, although they might not even noticed it happened, considering there was only 6 seconds left.
And look at those damage totals for France.
Wow, incredible. And
That's a contrast to the first map.
Juvenile half the damage they did on the previous map.
Less than half, I think. Minus 40, I mean...
It's NVC
shocking
level,
for
isn't
him.
it? What's going on?
That's NVC level, yeah, exactly. A few players who are capable of pulling out a minus 40.
Always the flair players will. That's how I'd like to describe them.
And DN14 dropped by Denmark, there's no surprise in that. And that leaves them with 2 maps that they'll be pretty comfortable playing, so pretty much disadvantaged from being made to eliminate first.
Maybe Purgatory, isn't it? I think
Well,
France favour Purgatory.
they might do, but I wouldn't have them as the stronger team on that map.
So, first map victory for Denmark. That was on Hidden Fortress. Very fast playing
Very
FFA
close
style
game
map.
for a long time as well.
It was
Until Juvenile just went ballistic with his rails.
around a
And
30
then
frag margin.
lost his ability to rail on the second map.
Deep inside, French victory hitting the mercy limit, 80 frag margin that is. Mercy limit ends when you get ahead by 80 frags. It was only 6 seconds from the end though, but still pretty big boost for France's ego there, I guess. So 1 map apiece. Grim Dungeons was eliminated by Denmark, so we're just waiting on the final map pick by France, who of course had the frag advantage. It's going to be dreadful
Yeah, I'm not
place.
surprised.
I expected Purgatory.
No, I didn't think France would be confident enough to pick Purgatory against Denmark. If France haven't played well on it throughout the entire tournament, really.
I thought they liked it though. Isn't that the...
Really? Who likes it?
I think strengths, maybe.
Nah, I think you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
Well, sorry, I know you're wrong, but...
Dreadful place. Gonna just check the teams again. So for Denmark, ZLC, Nitops, Juvenile, and Viam. For France, Wins, Strengths, Gizmo, Lincoln. Dreadful place, single power-up map, quad, 1 red, 1 yellow, and a mega.
Yeah. Really think about putting more armors and items in general on TDM maps. I mean, get more items than this on a 1v1 map. Many more items.
Key areas we're looking at for the teams to focus on are going to be the lightning gun and the railgun positions, I would say, Vor. And on this map, the best bit of it, the power up, the quad.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
It is.
In a position where, you know, we'll often see that the actual defense of the quad will generate more frags than actual frags gained on the quad run. Which is, I think, unique. Not really any other maps where that is the case.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most interesting elements of the map is the fact it's a wide sort of open area within the quadrant, but the entrances to it are difficult to attack.
Yeah, I mean, we'll often see teams on this map who set quad up as early as 40 seconds before quad, which is unheard of in any other map.
Yeah, quite a contrast to what we were seeing on Hidden Fortress, the first map, where teams were turning up, I don't know, 5 seconds before it.
Same on Deep Inside as well.
So teams remain the same. We're going to go live. This is the final map of the ESL Country Championship, deciding who the champions will be. And great rails from Wins to start off with. He did get that spawn. Takes out, what's that, 3 of the players? Or just 2 of the players? He hit a third, so... well, there you go. This is such a great start for Wins.
Yeah, it's a very good start because they've got red armor, they've got rail and lightning gun, and you know, you could possibly assume that they got yellow armor due to that as well.
Cycle around. Denmark look like they're rushing through the railgun basement to try and get to Quad. Strengths is already there. He's only got machine gun, but 2 of his teammates backing him up now. Going to cycle around. Gizmo does have a bit of armor defending it. Juvenile coming up in the high position, and well, Strengths has picked it up. Can only
he's been railed as well.
Wow, and of course it's Juvenile.
Of course it is.
75% rail for him already.
I don't think anyone else has allowed the railgun on Denmark.
Gets spawned on by Lincoln and a second French player. Good work from Juvenile. Can just plus back with this railgun. Third impressive for him already. Could we see a rinse and repeat of the first map Vor with Juvenile's rail?
It's a good start for him. He needed to put that OSPDM5 performance behind him, and it seems like he's done just that.
Perfect timing on the red. Oh, look at this play from Juvenile. The control he's got here. That's incredible. What a frag on Wins. Great little run of frags.
Run of frags from Juvenile certainly turned this good start from France around. Back to the next red as well, so good control of that area by Denmark.
So like everybody started running out the same exit, but he's actually run out of rail shots now.
Yeah, it's going to be important that they keep that rail under control as well. I think France may have been able to steal one away at least in this last minute or so.
There is a rail ammo crate, but it's in the lightning gun area, which France seem to have control of from Juvenile's point of view, so he can't rush over there and get that. That's only going to give you 5 rail shots anyway, and that ammo crate will only spawn every 40 seconds. Although he's got a free rail off Lincoln, thank you very much.
That was France's only rail as well, so it was important that they took that away from them.
140 armor, rocket launcher, shotgun, railgun. This is Super Juvenile moving through to the quad area. 10 seconds till that spawns, and he's in position. Could do with Viam actually pushing on that doorway. I mean, there's 3 French players there. He's going to have to do a better job than he's done. He's let them in, though. Oh, my God, have they fragged them all? They just lost out on the quad, though.
Yeah, unlucky, but they picked up 4 frags on the defense.
I switched back to Juvenile, in fact.
I bet they lost 1.
Juvenile can't get in that red room now. He's got support from Nightops, who's going to get fragged. Oh, by Juvenile. In fact, Strength's come out on top and takes out Juvenile. Could be an important frag. Palms off his weapon. But there's that 50. So, any other key elements of this map we should mention, Vor?
I think we've already covered it. It's, you know, you've got to keep control of red, really, but you have to push out and get the lightning gun and rail. You can't just sit in red. Yeah,
something I was going to mention, you don't want to sit in red, but you do always kind of need one person there because of that spawn we just saw. Because it's right next to a plasma gun, it's quite a dangerous spawn. If you're at the front, the back, maybe you push through to rail. If you come back and somebody's got that spawn, they've got a plasma gun, they're right up on the red perch. Very dangerous position, but as we're following ZLC here, this is key. Getting a timing on that rail and just collecting it every time.
France have lost the time on it as well. They're going to only have to be able to guess at what time it was picked up now.
1 frag margin, France just ahead. ZLC palming off his rail to Nightops.
Yeah. The next rail will come up at 18 and France presumably won't know it, so Denmark should be able to secure that next pickup as well. That'll be the last railgun before quad.
On Nightops' point of view, he's got the red armour there, plasma and a rail going down. For this next railgun, he's just going to end up taking it himself. Viam was a little bit slow to react there. going to have to take the long route now. They've lost that bounce pad, and actually 15 seconds before quad, it's a bit dangerous to start going there now.
It will be hard for them to get in.
Oh, Gizmo, the rail shot is hit. Misses the second rail shot though, but this looks like a good attack, is it?
No, I think they've got the defence well sorted here, France.
Good work. Well, it looks like they timed it roughly right, but the defensive positions were pretty locked.
Yeah, the defensive position slowed them down, and they took too much damage coming in, so they're all mopped up.
Strengths, we're going to have to see if he can get much off this quad run. Oh my god!
Wow.
Sneaks around and Viam actually almost got pummeled from it, but he's got a full clip. The most possible amount of lightning gun ammunition you could have. Oh my god, takes out Nightops. And there you go. We see just how difficult it is to get a mass amount of frags on a quad run on this map.
Yeah, because you can move around the map quickly if you want to, but there'd be so many points at which you can get ambushed. I mean, we saw pummel ambush attempt, and you do have to be so cautious moving around. Especially because people can see that glow of the quad coming around the walls.
Strength's picking up this red, decides to just go to the back of the room, maybe push round at Mega from high, or maybe on the railgun position. Just sort of, it seems to be, well, I don't know what he's doing really.
Yeah, it's not really the sort of position you'd expect someone with 100 armour and a lightning gun to be sat in.
Almost looked like he was going to push lightning gun there, but just decided to go to the rail, and maybe they had it.
Well, that's a good ambush by Denmark, and unlucky that Ryan wasn't able to pick those weapons up, because that would have been great.
Oh, he's just stolen them in front. It makes no sense for Gizmo to leave the rail up, because he could have picked both weapons up there and then dropped them to a teammate.
Exactly. Didn't have either weapon, so he wouldn't have been wasting the pickups, because he could have just dropped them. It's different maybe if he had both of those weapons already, but no sense otherwise.
Denmark are in position on this quadrant. We see now Lincoln trying to go up these stairs against Viam's shotgun. Even if he can kill him and get past, he'll have taken so much damage. It's going to be so difficult to get through this final doorway. The bounce pad attack is always a risk as well from France. Looks like they're going to miss out on the quad. Maybe get it on an exit frag. All those shotguns just sitting on that side. We're following Juvenile anyway. Shaft in hand. He's got a rail. He's going to get Mega. No!
His teammate had to take it, really.
Could have been a little bit faster on the attack perhaps, but gets the yellow out of it. 60 armor. It's only a 4 frag margin moving through to this red room. Oh, Juvenile's missed a rail. What's happening? Oh my god, he's going to get 3 frags! Wow.
So that's turned the game around all of a sudden. That's taken so many weapons out of the hands of France with those 3 kills. And the red armor secure as well.
I'm a bit surprised he could catch 3 of them out, just sort of standing in a very attackable position.
Teams are tied.
Well, they all had to hit their shots, and they all seemed to miss their rails on him. They had 2 rail guns, and none of them hit.
I think it was 8 impressive for Juvenile, hitting 53%. He's got a railgun now in his hand, 12 in the clip. Red armor stack now 140 armor. Lightning gun as well.
Pushing out with him as well. Good teamwork.
Just needs the rocket launcher to have the full arsenal available to him. He's seen the lightning gun as well, so he'll have a rough time, and when that's picking up, this is all going well for Denmark at the moment.
Yeah, nice positions they have.
Oh my god, getting the frag on Lincoln. Going to complete his connection with this rocket, is he? He is.
Lincoln came back for that rocket launcher.
Wow, Lincoln actually did a decent amount of MG damage considering. Oh, nice rocket. Good rail to finish off as well. Wins probably should have kept behind the corner there. 20 seconds before the quad. Teams probably want to start moving there.
Attack, you have to say. I mean, there was 25 seconds till quad when Wins made that attack, and wasn't going to gain anything from it.
There's red up in a couple of seconds, which Juvenile does know, but what are they going to do? Are they going to attack the quad? I would just sit out now, probably.
Very late to attack it. I think Juvenile realises that.
Gets Mega as well on top of that.
Oh wow, the quad isn't very high on health.
Oh no! Drops straight into the shaft of Nightops. And that, well, that rocket slowed him down a bit, but that was a great play from Nightops there, and perhaps a little bit rash from the quad, but that's the difficulty. I mean, it's exactly the same way. You can't enter the quad room because people can lock it down, but you can't exit that easily either.
No, and Denmark, really nice positioning they had. They had someone shooting from the shotgun into quad, which did the damage initially, and quad panicked and just dropped down the bounce pad, thinking that was the safest way to leave. Nightops perfectly positioned, and Really well played by Denmark.
I mean, generally, you would say that is usually the safest route to take. He's been caught out, though. They're so unlucky. He does actually hit the rail, though. Hits the next rail for the 5th. Impressive. Don't know how he survived that one. Bloody yeah.
That is clutch.
I think he must have run out of ammo, though. Who did he frag? Gizmo, was it? Because I'm just amazed he didn't die there. But great rails to save him. 7 frags to the margin as we approach the halfway stage of this final map in the ESL.